Hello everyone, it's Nicole, and welcome back to my blog. It's been a little bit, maybe a couple weeks. I've sailed right through that 6-month mark, and pretty much have been trying my best to look my best, which is what I'm doing for you today, and for me, by the way. If anybody has an extra chair to send me, I would appreciate it. This one makes too much noise. Anyhow, there is not a lot to talk about, but I would like to touch on a subject today. I had an email, or I should say a comment posted, and in thinking about this comment, it has a lot to do with what's going on in my life right now. And essentially the comment went something like this: how do you move forward when you're so fearful of losing everyone that means anything to you? And that's a hard question for you to answer. First off, I don't know if this person is just blanketed transgender, cross-dresser, transsexual, and I would assume transsexual if that's the question. But I really just don't know how to answer that question for them. I know how to answer it for me. It's more 20/20 hindsight than anything else. I started this not knowing anything except for I was done fighting against it. I've been hiding this, trying to put this away, trying to live a normal life as a man, and it's not really worked out. For me, this just never went away, and I always questioned my gender. And because I was questioning my gender, occasionally I would question my sexuality, but never really had any bouts with that because I just never in my life found men attractive, which is another reason why myself wound up in this position. But for me, in the very end, I was very self-destructive and self-loathing. It was just who I was and what I was. So when you look at me and you say, well, why did you do it? It was really just out of survival. I tried everything in my life to be that boy. Everything. Marines, played hockey. I was a dog, had a lot of girlfriends. But, nothing really worked. It never stopped. And although this wasn't the cause of my divorce, it might have been in the end. I just know that before my divorce, these feelings really were coming back. They really were. A lot. So, for those of you, and I hate the lighting in here, I'm going to have to get another light so I could look good. But for those of you that have to deal with this question, how do you just make that decision when that decision could lose everything? It's kind of like a weighted decision that you may lose everything in the end anyway, because if you're not everything that you can be, you're gonna fall away, fall short of goals. You're not gonna be able to be the best that you can be. I mean, there's a lot of things I could be saying with that statement, but the inevitability of it is that, for some of us, yeah, we could have hung on, we could have kept going, we could have kept going and going. But in the end, the relationship might have just failed because we might not have been all there. Sorry, I'm going to just tip my camera a little bit. I guess these are things I should have worked out before I start actually filming. And I'm sorry, I really do need a new chair, but who's got money for that these days, So, just trying to give you a fuller view of me, that's all. I hate that really close-up when this is what I feel like. I feel good about what I look like, and I want you to see it. So that's the answer to that question I could give you. It's not definite. You really have to do a lot of self-introspection. You have to know where you're at in your head and know, are you really a trans person? And if you are, it's going to get tougher and tougher and tougher to hide it. I'm not saying that you can't. I'm just saying that eventually, most of us, they ain't gonna stay pushed down inside you. And it's nice for me to say that today, but 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, there's no way I was letting that out. No way. And it still came out anyway. Alright, that's one. And the other part is, what happens when you do tell? What's happening to these relationships in your life? Well, I was made aware through a conversation with my ex that it wasn't even a conversation where she said this is exactly what's happening. It was more or less a conversation where she and I, we're at ends right now. Come on, let's face it. I've decided to change my body. She's the mother of my children. We're both doing what we feel is right, both of us, you know? And it's kind of weird that one of us is right, one of us is right. You know, we're both right for different reasons. But I hate saying this, but maybe sometimes people look at you like you're taking an all cost approach to transition because you're selfish, you're doing it to yourself, you've asked nobody else even had an idea. And a lot of people just look at it as a choice, while the choice was actually not doing it. I mean, it would be like, I can't even equate it to anything, because in my head, I've always been this person. This person that you get to see in front of you is always who I saw in my head. Is who was there, hiding away inside. So you get to see this person. And that's a good thing, because I'm a good woman, believe me. However, the rest of my world is grieving, because my male self to them is dead. And I see it with my ex. And I feel so guilty about it. But I don't know how to make it better for her, because to not have done this would have meant misery on my end, and misery that I wouldn't get through. While to do it, these people will get over it. And I'm not saying the hard truth of it is, I still feel, I have remorse, and I feel bad about what they're going through. But if I didn't decide to transition, I don't know where I'd be. Let's face it, I would not be mentally healthy. So, and what do I see in the people around me? I only have my ex to see some negative things, because, you know, she's probably being the most honest with her feelings, as opposed to all these other people in my life that are just accepting me, right? And I could see it now. Now that she made me aware of her feeling through just a conversation that we had, accidentally she did, and she's grieving the loss of Peter. She doesn't want me to go through this. She's doing everything she can to stop me by keeping the children from me. Though she's not really, so please, be kind in your thoughts and comments. I support my ex 100%. I don't know what I would do if I was in her shoes. I really don't. In fact, I don't know what I would do if I was in my shoes. And that pretty much sums it up. But I can see now, just looking back, denial, anger, bargaining is where we're at right now. And then grief and acceptance. And I never thought for a second that's what people go through when you transition. Like, how do you affect these people? And we have to be aware of that, because the at all cost approach, which sometimes is very hidden underneath the whole scene, right? You're happy, you're seeing this image, you're becoming a woman, things are changing, and everybody else around you is seeing the loss of that other person. So, I'm aware. And I have love for this woman. She's my ex-wife. It's weird seeing that person say wife. Yeah, I probably don't look as good as I think I do, but you know, beauty's in the eyes of the beholder. So that's pretty much my thoughts for today. What's been on my mind eating at me is, how does all this affect everybody else around you? And we shouldn't just take the position that this is good for me, so you have to accept it. You want to know what? This is what you have to do. So we have to accept that we're hurting other people, and to be kind to them and accepting of their anger and their disbelief and their distaste for us while they're getting used to it. My prayer is someday that my ex is my friend again. I still have love for her. That's my prayer. My prayer is that my kids and I have a great relationship. But I know that I have to work hard at that. So I blew through 6 months, and really not a lot to report here. Just that I look at my pictures every 6 months, and I'm looking more and more like somebody I want to be. Body parts are different. Attitude is different. Definitely with the injectables, and I'm sure it's more psychological than real. And you know, an amazing thing, I haven't been around my children as much over the last 3 months. So what's happened is I've been pretty much full-time. Oh my Lord. Morning, noon, and night. I mean, even when I get up in the morning and get dressed for work, I'm going to work as Nicole. And some people call me Nikki. Some. Occasionally. That's a good thing. And it makes me feel good, even though it makes me feel weird. But I've been pretty much full-time. And outside of makeup, shoes, and jewelry at work, I really don't think I'm fooling anyone. Some of you people that come see me at work, some of those that work with me, you tell me, am I fooling anyone? I don't know. I might just be high over here. But I've been pretty much full-time. Going out, shopping. Holy cow. It's kind of scary. So, and tie that in with the fact that Apple's now paying full. Holy cow, lots of decisions to make over the next 6 months. So, blowing through that 6-month mark, things are different. And I'm full-time. Oh God, this is getting real. That's the position I have right now. So I hope to come back in a week or two. I mean, I'm working my rear end off. This is that time of year when you just go out and plow through everything. And I'm happy. I'm working hard and I'm happy. So I'll talk to you in a couple weeks, okay? Thank you all, those wonderful, loyal viewers. Love you all. I'll try to do one before Christmas, and if I don't, have a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever it is. Just have a good day, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.